the truth.
Welcome back, guys. Welcome back to the channel. Today we got a story for you. Again, part 2 to the normal story we were running yesterday, Life Through My Eyes. Today we got part 2, and today's called Bigger Places. And let's begin. So the years today are 2007 to 2009. Today we're going to be talking about moving. We're going to talk about how things begun, like how things were changing, into like more of a permanent state. So like we left off yesterday in Clear Lake, Wisconsin. In Clear Lake, on one end of the town, my mom and my mom's boyfriend were living at, and we were just a couple blocks down the roads where my stepmom and dad were, and my little sister. So after having more problems going on through in Clear Lake, things weren't getting any better. My sister came and saw us and visited us, and as that drunken guy is, drank too much and kicked me, my sister, and my mom out and made us sit in the yard at 4 o'clock in the morning until about 7 because he was drunk and didn't want nothing to do with us. But, she still chose to be there. Nothing I could do about it, just being a little kid. So, life in Clear Lake was short term. After that, they found a place over in Eau Claire, Wisconsin. So, moving to a bigger city for a small town person like me, it was nerve-wracking. It was big. I mean, I was used to small kids in school and entering a school with all these other classes with the same grade, with 20 to 30 some students in each class. I mean, it was nerve-wracking. But life in Eau Claire, for the bad things that happened there, I was really fond of being there. I really enjoyed it. I miss it to death. I would definitely move back now. I had so many friends. I had so many friends that would just in the block area of being in Eau Claire, that we'd all get around and we go to the local school and go play at the park and stuff. Like normal kid stuff. But besides that, things at home weren't going good. Things I think have gotten worse. So mom was bouncing from job to job, wasn't really around support me. She was living in a bigger city, bigger bills, more expensive. So she tried to go get a job, and just getting a job for her wasn't great, But there would be times where I'd be left alone with him again, being drunk and everything. And I'm not going to explain my entire life, in Eau Claire. I'm going to say some of the bad things, but some of the bad things that happened there, like the molestation. I was talking to you about that in the last video. That seemed to pick up worse. Things seemed to get worse and started making me do really inappropriate things that I don't feel comfortable with saying, on personal camera. So I'm going to try and get as close to it as I can, There's a couple nights where it'd be 11, 12:30 in the morning, and this dude's got big speakers. I mean, big loud speakers. And I'm not talking about noon, I'm talking about midnight. And he played this old rock music. I mean, just blaring, so everybody can hear it. Didn't give him nothing. I remember going to a store, and the little Hot Wheel cars, single pack, $2. I remember going and then asking for one while my mom and them went shopping. So instead of, just saying, "No, Kelly, we can't afford it," he comes up to me, takes my head, takes his hand, and pounds on it, right on top of it, just because I asked for a toy car. Yeah, that's pretty shitty. His daughter would come around and things would be good with his daughter being around, and then he'd come nighttime, he'd start drinking. And when drinking would come, nothing good was coming out of it. He would get into arguing, screaming matches with his daughter. She'd tell him that he needs to quit drinking. And for as being as stubborn as he was, he didn't give a shit. I remember one specific day that sticks out in my mind. My mom went to work and I came home from school. And him and the neighbor guy who lived just right across our apartment building was a buddy of his, and he was drinking everything as well with him. So that didn't help things either. Well, later that night, they ended up getting into a fight because of, I couldn't tell you why, but they were drunk and they were fighting. But that night, I didn't want to be there. I felt unsafe, felt unworthy, so I decided to try and do something what was right for myself, only being 8, 9 years old, 10, 11 years old. And I went over to my friend Cassie's house. And, she helped me. She wasn't going to let me go back there. Her mom loved me, So I'd go there, so I told them the things that were going on at home. And by the time I went home thinking my mom was going to be home, I went and knocked on my neighbor's door that was just lived on the other side of the apartment building. I asked if my mom was here, and they said no, but apparently my mom was looking for me. So I go back to the apartment building, and I get to the house. He sees me, walks up to me. I'm just riding my bike, walks up and kicks me right off my bike. Grabs me by my ear, drags me into the house, brings me into the apartment, and then walks me to my bedroom. Brings me to my bedroom, tells me to lay down on my bed. He gets on top of me, starts smacking me around, and then he takes his thumbs and he jabs them. At that point, my mom is screaming and trying to open that door, trying to get me through it. She didn't get through it. Till the cops showed up. Obviously, he went to jail. But they also talked to my mom on she needs to leave him. But again, she loves him, all about her men, not me. So, after that day, he went away for a while. And my uncle comes up and says, hey, I'm taking the nieces and nephews up to Duluth to go, to the water park for the weekend. So they take us up there, and I tell them everything that, that's been going on. And on their way home after that, I got brought to the police station, and they told me everything that I needed to mark down, write down, all that fun stuff. And, they didn't take him in. They didn't arrest him for nothing. That's what gets me. That's what I hate about this fucking government and everything to it. I mean, I hate to bring that up in the video, but nothing like that helped me. I would try to go get help. Nothing. But, besides, all the bad stuff that happened with him and all the crazy shit he did, I had fun. Like I said, I had a whole bunch of friends in the area. I was always around other kids, always having sleepovers with kids, but the one rule that I had was streetlights. And if you are my age or, older, you would understand the term streetlights. That means get in the house by the time streetlights get on. If you don't, your ass is grass. Well, I'd go play with these kids until the time I got done with school, till the time the streetlights came on. There was one incident that really made him mad, and my parents, I guess I could have gotten really big trouble, but being a young kid, I didn't know the difference. So we played with Nerf guns and everything as a kid growing up, and I took a Nerf gun to school, not loaded. I didn't take it to school. It was after school hours, and nobody was outside besides us kids that were playing. And it was empty, didn't have no ammo in it, a little Nerf gun ammo. And I brought it to the school playground because we were playing. And I get called into the office the next morning with the cop and everything, asking why I brought a gun to school. It was a little Nerf gun. I was getting told that he just ended up giving me a warning that day, told me not to do it. So obviously the school called my parents and told them what happened, and I ended up getting my ass beat for it. But I was a little kid. I didn't know the difference. You know, it's not like I knew about like all the school shootings and anything like that. I was just a little kid and I was playing with my friends, you know, being a kid. And I remember one time where he really did try to be, you know, a dad figure in my life, but he was rough. He would go out and we'd go out and play catch, you know, like like normal father-son thing would do. But if I didn't catch the ball or throw it to him good, I'd get smacked. I remember I made my mom this ceramic little pot for Mother's Day to put flowers in. And after playing catch one day, we come inside and I think he meant to throw the glove at me, but he missed and hit my mom's flower plant, and I was ducked down by where the flower plant was, taking my shoes off, and he throws the glove, misses me, hits the flower plant, and the flower plant busts right on top of my head. I mean, this dude was a fucking dick. And you know what? I don't know why my mom didn't leave sooner. I still blame her for my problems that I'm suffering today. And you know, that really seems really selfish of me to do, but you know what? It goes both ways. My mom could have did her thing to help me out better. And you know, I'm sorry. But met a lot of friends, and a lot of friends I'm still friends with today. Well, I guess I can't say friends with today. I mean, I'm still keeping contact with them. I only knew them for a year. I think it was a year and a half. I think I was there. And I miss it. I miss it. My entire school career, I wanted to be there. It was everything that I wanted. I didn't like moving to new schools every other year, you know. It was a new school here, a new school there. And my parents were in the military. They just couldn't afford it because we weren't rich, we weren't famous, we didn't have money, we were poor. We were a poor family. And you know, after sitting here and going through all that with my life, I did learn, you know, not to become that person, you know, be a better parent that my mom wasn't to me, you know. I want to be the greatest dad, you know, be the best that I can be. And I just don't want to give any of my kids the life that I had. And that's what I'm trying to do. But you know, I don't know if it was good for me or bad for me. I guess the good way that I'm thinking of this situation is that I became a stronger person out of it, you know. I learned not what to do. Obviously learned not to do this and do that, you know. You learn things from stuff like that. And that's what I used my past, I guess my life for experience, you know, to build up from. I'm just not trying to be that person that I had growing up. And, you know, I just want to tell you guys, thank you for listening, you know, thank you for taking your time out and, you know, actually participating and watching this fully. I love you. I love every single one of you. And I will be posting videos Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Just normal story videos. There's going to be 9 parts to this story. So make sure you hit subscribe, hit like, and pay attention to when more videos come out, because trust me, you're going to want to know what happens next. Next is a doozy. Or is it? I guess we'll never know. Thank you for watching, guys, and I'll see you on Friday.